So we're just trying to.
And it's expensive. It's going to be expensive to go from the top. It's going to cost. I'm going to need $500,000 to go from the top. This is the money thing.
Yeah.
Hmm? What's that?
Drink out of the bottle.
You can put it in a glass, but do not step on this and do not put water on it. Okay.
Good luck. Want you to drink it.
No, I left it by accident. Oh. I got in a rush. I was admiring these new red shoes. True.
Yeah. Says he prefers a glass.
He seemed to be in non-committal.
Which?
He's gonna go to one glass soon.
Exactly. That's why I didn't want to bring one.
It'll follow him.
So.
You trying to get water down his gullet?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's looking parched.
He needs water.
There's something going on.
Yeah.
Kidney
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. So we're
Trying to be proactive.
we're like all like on the water.
So at least we got that motivation.
He likes bubbly.
I don't think that's not as it's not as good for you. No, he drinks Fiji.
No, but if he does, I mean, I
Try that tomorrow.
yeah, I would seriously consider it. And why is one water better than the other?
Well, that one's filled with more minerals.
Why do you say that? And gas and whatnot.
I think bubbly water might be not as good for you.
Yeah. Why
It
is that?
sounds. I don't know, because my dad has kidney problems. I think he told me that.
I think I was told to drink regular water.
Yeah.
Okay, but people mean as opposed to Coca-Cola probably.
It could be, yeah.
I mean, generally they don't
Definitely
mean that.
soda is not.
Generally, Perrier isn't something like
Yeah, it's just
hotly
air. It's just air
attacked
and
by
water.
the American Medical Association.
Is Perrier Club soda or water?
It's water. It's sparkling water. Club soda has some added.
What added?
Sometimes it's like ascorbic acid or something.
I didn't know that. Good night. I'm still young.
Seltzer
I've never had to carry
and sparkling water are the same. Club soda is
Well,
sometimes a little bit.
I have like 20 years of
Aren't you glad to know?
very consistency when I
Oh, really? Yeah, that's Aaron too. She did. She did. She stopped about 4 years ago. I got her to stop. She was taking up to 16 a day. I like a stove on too.
All right.
Which computer am I on? Okay.
Both if it's this topic, right?
Yeah.
Dr. Venable.
I'm still kind of letting you make the master on this one. I mean, I'm trying to follow along and make some version of it, but in the end, I'll want yours.
So sparkling and still.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Okay.
According to one website, sparkling and straight are equal.
You have flash drive?
Yeah.
You're gonna retro this.
What?
Okay.
Yeah. He'll be so happy that you're eating that. Mr. Bull. He really is a strong proponent of this stuff.
This week.
Can we get a copy
You
of
have
your?
Yeah, I need to combine these two documents though.
Is Mr. Wu coming for this?
Sorry, it's a little barbaric, but
Is that yours?
yeah.
He's watching us. If he has any questions, he's going to WeChat me.
All right.
Sorry.
I'll try to airdrop it.
Oh, no.
Um, You don't have a flash drive handy, like
No,
on you
no,
right
it,
now?
no,
Just
it
kidding.
won't fit in this
Just kidding.
computer.
Just a joke.
No, it
Oh,
won't go in
flash
this
drives
computer.
don't go in computers
Oh,
anymore.
USB-C.
No, I have the connector, but I object.
AirDrop?
I'm gonna try to airdrop it.
Okay.
Oh, that's me, right?
Yes.
Okay then.
And that's
Oh, you're
me.
airdropping this text?
Oh, that's
You'll put it online.
that's cool. You can throw things back and forth between your computers. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you want to be told what time it is when it's a time?
Yeah, I should. I mean, technically, I should.
Do you want a blank number of minutes warning?
Yeah, you can say 5 minutes.
Okay. Do a 5-minute warning and an actual time and then leave it at that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably on that flash drive already. I've just been a little bit busy for the last.
Really ain't no use. Okay. Now it's over here.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Where does it go when I drop it?
Downloads folder.
Oh, okay.
If you have both, I'll take both. I'll give you both yours, please.
Okay.
Why are there 4?
You'll have to now connect this thing to the.
Yeah.
You got it.
Okay. Oh, I just need with subtitles. Give me all 4.
Siddantha, I'm
Yes,
sorry.
yes.
At your knees, there's a gray thermos.
Oh. Okay, great.
Yeah. And, there's like a full bar down there. I'll take them both if you want to make your life even easier.
What's the
And then
date
you want the
today?
cup?
13th?
Yeah, sure. I'll take the cup. Yeah, totally.
Am I right?
Actually, do you have a rocks class? I'm kidding.
And
And the
to see
vermouth.
that I really trusted you.
Well, you'll learn quickly. It's baby.
วังนั้นจะคอมเมนต์ออก
It was from a Chinese guy.
อ๋อไม่เป็นไร
Oh, alright, took out the without subtitles. That's okay.
Wish I could caress and kiss. Manic depression. Frustrating man. Well, I'm down.
I'm just.
It ain't no use in me hanging around.
It's not working. It's all good. I also didn't. Oh, they sure are. So they're still not even fitting? Okay. I'll get it later on a different drive. I definitely don't need those. I need it. But there was also there was like 100. There was like a 200 megabyte version.
Or you just listen to the video one.
I'll get it to you on a hard drive and I'll compress it to be able to maybe use mine. Okay.
Okay.
Well, wait till we get to Shenzhen.
Sashi Puki Jushing Me Tok Dram Rira Bling Shin Yin De Gen Pali Sanye Shing Du Mikte Uwargi Drokun Namdak Shing La Jubar Sho Idam Guru Rana Mandala Kam Niryatayami Sangye Chudan Soki Chonam La Jangchu Bardu Dakni Gyapsu Chi Daki Chunyen Gibe Sanam Ki Drola Benchir Sangye Drupar Sho Sangye Chudan Soki Chonam La Jangchu Bardu Dakni Gyapsu Chi Daki Chunyen Gibe Sanam Ki Drola Benchir Sangye Drupar Sho Sangye Chidan Soki Chongnam La Jangchu Bardu Dagni Gyapsu Chi Daki Chunyen Gibe Sunam Ki Drola Benchir Sangye Drupar Sho.
So Ben's text had a section that said defining Buddhist, and it said basically that you have to believe in the four seals or the four summaries of the Dharma somehow. The four precepts. What do you call them?
We've been calling them the four seals. The four
But
seals.
how are you going to
which-
translate Domshi?
Oh, well, he didn't say Domshi. But
Well, a lot of people do. So, no, what do they call Analects?
oh, that's it.
It's like the four Analects or something. Okay, Dom, which literally has some kind of roots meaning the guts of the Dharma or the summary of the Dharma.
Can you share this version?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. So we're gonna. I'm still working on it. I got interested in it, and so we went through all the sumbums. There was about 100 references, and I took out the best ones. And then I went to the Kangyur, and there's about 200, and I'm about halfway through those. And then I still haven't done the Tengyur, and I expect a lot more in the Tengyur.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
But if it were me, this is what I would do if I wanted to write an essay about it. Like, I used to do it in New York long ago when I did the ACI courses. I would do these separate essays like Donglen.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 50-page essay about Donglen.
Mm-hmm.
And I would put it together from many sources. So I enjoy that kind of thing. So let's do it. So what I'm going to do today with you is just start translating the pieces we do have. But there are more pieces coming.
Cool.
Okay, so and it's sort of a major digression, but I don't mind.
It's good. I think it's great. I'm really happy. I'm grateful.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
No, I'm very grateful.
I don't care.
I really.
I'm
we
happy
needed
to do it. And it's historically there's some interesting stuff going on.
I bet.
So I just give it to you, and then you give it to everybody else. Or
That's
how's
fine.
that
I'll
work?
put it in the Dropbox.
How's that? Or
Good.
should I try to do it?
I've got it. That's good. As
Or
you
I can
like.
do that so you can focus on his when you talk.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Did he give it to you, Bets? I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Upala. Oh, okay.
I'll give it to Bets also.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay, gave it to Bets. And I still have more to go. Okay. I had trouble with my new computer halfway through. The operating system doesn't work, which is very disappointing. So Word was crashing, and Gopher was crashing, and so I split it. Then I recombined it. This is the recombined. Okay, here we go.
Cool.
These are what I would do if I was going to do an essay like this. So I would go check the Sanskrit, which is we said yesterday is Chatra Mudra. I was interested. How do they get the long A? Is it some kind of plural, or is it a piece of a plural? So I went and checked it. Mudra by itself is a long A.
Okay.
Money or Williams says it's feminine.
Okay.
And the plural would be Chatur Mudras.
Okay.
Okay. In nominative case.
Okay. Got it.
And I think the S would drop off in some instances,
First
which
case
is maybe
plural.
how they got this long A.
Okay.
Or maybe it's just an expression that's a feminine.
Okay.
Singular. You see?
Mhm.
The forcible.
Okay. I see. Okay.
Okay. Anyways, listed in Chandra's in this raw form, Chatur Mudra. Okay. So I think you can list it this way. All right. Now,
Feminine A.
by the way, I did go. This is the one from Choninama. The first one here is the one from Choninama that I used for the footnote, the original footnote.
Right, got it,
Okay.
totally. Yeah,
So,
beautiful.
yeah, and it's not very.
Elaborate.
There's no detail,
Okay,
but you know, I wanted you to be comfortable that I went and got it.
okay, thank you.
So let's read it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh. Tawakataki chakya shini.
Shini.
Here's
Here's the 4 seals, which mark something as the word of the Buddha,
word.
or the views of the Buddha. Okay.
Oh, as a view in line with the word of the
Yeah.
Buddha or something.
And
If you could,
this is certainly misspelled. It should be mark or dok, but it's common misspelling. Many
Okay.
people do it.
so
It
be.
should be like a label that's put on. You see, I mean, apostrophe DOG, past tense of that, which is BTAGS. You see,
BTAG.
it should, but this is a very common mistake.
So common that we wouldn't bother correcting it, or
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna repeat it constantly.
okay.
But you should make a footnote about it.
Okay.
You know? I believe it should be BTAGS. Okay. But obviously, when you search for it now, you're gonna have to search for the misspelling and the spelling. Okay.
Okay.
And here they are.
Okay.
You want to read them?
Okay. Duje tamche mitakpa.
Yeah.
Sakche tamche dungyawa. Che tamche dong shik
Shin.
shin dak meva. Shin dak meva. Nyangin le debe shiwao.
Yeah. So what's this say?
Duje mitakpa. Made things or composed things or things which are caused are changing or impermanent.
Yeah, good. Yeah, you might want to say impermanent here.
Must
Okay.
end.
Impermanent. All things. What's the literal meaning of du chepa? Do you remember?
Chepa, composed from things which are made.
Gyudan ken dune chepecha.
Can causes and conditions
Dune, coming together.
come together.
Convening. Chepa.
Chepa to make something.
Yeah, produced.
Okay.
Produced by the convening of causes
Okay.
and conditions.
Okay.
It's the it's the long form of duche.
Duce. That's helpful.
Okay, yeah. And this is often misspelled without the S here. Okay. Because when it's, for example, the second link of the wheel, it doesn't have an S. When it's present tense, it's apostrophe D-U-B-Y-E-D. You see what I mean? So then some people drop it. He drops it. Your guy drops it. No, Dashi drops it. So you gotta be careful on that one.
Okay. But this is right.
So all things produced by causes, all things, anything that had a cause is gonna end.
Okay.
All you need to die is to be born.
Okay.
You know, you make it as poetic as you want.
Okay.
Are you going for a Rumi style book? Are you going for a hybrid? Or are you going
Maybe.
for a out of print in your lifetime book? Okay. Okay.
I mean,
Second
it's,
one.
right. It's
You
hard
went by
material,
hybrid.
so my hope has just been simple and clear.
Yeah, and then you can always write another book later.
Okay.
A Rumi style.
Or a coffee table book.
Like the Diamond Cutter Business book. You know.
Uh-huh.
But I still did the ACI course.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. See what I mean?
I do.
Okay. And I still did Kamala Shila, which is the lower level. That's the out of print your lifetime version. Okay. Sakche Tamche Duga.
Stained or impure things are suffering. They suck.
Yeah. Okay.
All of them.
What's the Sanskrit for sakpa?
Suck.
Mala.
Mala.
Yeah,
So
mala, not
Vimala
mala.
means free of any. This is
This is malasana.
Sakme is Vimala. Okay.
We do this teacher training. I'm always giving the kids a hard time about malasana versus malasana.
Yeah, I get it.
Because
Bad pose.
clearly pooping pose.
Okay, number 3.
Zhe tang che tong xing
Not Tong.
dong
Dong.
dong
Yeah.
dong xing dak never.
Xing.
Xing.
Xing means piece of wood.
Piece of wood.
Xing means and.
Xing. Okay. All things are empty in the sense of not being themselves.
No, it's
Selfless
and.
Oh,
things
and like self
empty
and are not
and-
themselves.
And I would be radical. I'd say are not themselves. All things are empty and are not themselves. If you want to compromise, you can say all things are empty and have no self nature.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to be unclear and incorrect, you can say have no self.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which is what everyone do not to know. Okay? Because in normal English, you don't say the table has a self anyway. Although we do have the pronoun
Itself.
itself, but we don't talk about the self at the table.
Right.
But Buddhism does talk about a dak at the table. So you can't. It's not comfortable to use self. You have to use self nature. So then all the books that were written about Buddhism that says Buddhists accept no self are wrong, because it doesn't cover the no self nature of things. Okay. Just all explanations of Buddhism are wrong. Okay, let's go there. No, they are, and they're so wrong that it turned people off to Buddhism. Thousands of people,
Mm-hmm.
maybe millions. Okay, all right. Nyangen ne depa nishiwo.
Nirvana is peace.
Yeah, nirvana is peace. Okay. So this is the famous 4 statements. If you accept them, you're a Buddhist. And if a book covers them, it's a Buddhist book. And that some sources will say directly or indirectly. Yeah. Okay. Okay. And I've pulled out the quotations which are to me most interesting. And then you would combine them into an essay. And depending on how scholarly you want to look, you would footnote it. Okay, so here we go.
Share some more.
By the way, this is not totally relevant, but it's sort of relevant, and I thought it was kind of cute, so I tacked it on.
Did that say where it was? The Shesum Batar.
All this came from... No, it doesn't.
Oh, Shesum.
And Buddha never said it this way, but anyway, we're getting to that.
Okay. Okay.
Shenyang.
What was the line above it? I'm sorry, Shesum Batar.
You must establish them this way. They
Oh.
have to be established this way.
Okay.
Okay, they have to be established. So that's the second half of the sentence that started with the first line.
Okay.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
the four seals of the teaching, which refer to
Mm.
Buddhist views,
Mhm.
viewpoints,
Right. Which is
or
Chukkas.
the 4 seals which mark a viewpoint as being
The
Buddhist.
The Buddhist. Yeah.
okay, must be established like this, following this quotation,
Okay.
following these words of the Buddha. And he didn't exactly say it that way. He did say it, but not this way. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then he just has he's on another subject,
Okay.
but this is a little relevant.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Shenyang.
Yeah, make your ZHs low.
Shenyang. Nang de jedak mawa kansa
Mawe.
kansaki da kelem pardel. Oh shoot. Oh.
Don't fudge it. Go up or
Yeah,
down.
I
Be a
know.
man. Be a man. Go up or down.
Oh.
Don't say down.
I'm gonna assume it's up. I don't know what came before.
Yeah, we're criticizing somebody else. Okay.
Okay.
Nembatao.
Mm-hmm.
Are you telling me
Okay.
that the
Jalamat.
Buddhist group called Vaibhashikas accept the idea of a self-nature to the person? Okay, are you telling me that?
Okay.
Why? Because Damja Tepichir. Because the last thing you said is correct,
Okay.
which
This
we
is-
don't have here. He said something about it.
Okay. If you accept that.
Duna,
then-
Demi Tebar,
Demi Tebar.
Tao?
Oh,
No, they don't.
Uh-huh.
Because Che Da Maui Nang Sen Ne Ma Bube Kyang De Kemina Mecha. Because even the group inside the Nang Sen means member of a larger group. even the subgroup called the Nema Rupas, which is the
We talked about them before, haven't
we had it
we? Yeah.
Those who stay
Vatsi Putra or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
yeah.
follow this guy named Nema, I think, or something like that. Nema. Ooh. Vatsi Putras or something like Vatsi Putra, I think. Here we go. Yeah, Vatsi Putria.
Vatsiputri.
Okay. Then that's the Vatsi Putriyas who follow Vatsi Putra. It's a teacher named Vatsi Putra.
Mm-hmm.
They, not even they accept that there is a self-nature to the person. These guys are famous because inside the Abhidharmas, they are the worst. They are the lowest. And they come very close to accepting a self-nature. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And-
Well, that.
And if they, you see, if they did accept the self of a person, self-nature of a person, they would not accept the four seals. And they could not be Buddhist, but they are Buddhist.
So
And then
they-
the four seals would be drawn into question.
Mm-hmm. So these guys, the Vasiputras, do accept?
Well, we're saying, don't say there's Buddhist groups that accept the self-nature of a person, because even they don't,
Means they don't.
Okay.
and they're the worst.
Okay.
As far as emptiness, they're the worst of all Buddhist groups. But it's well known that they do, or have been accused of. So, this is a clarification of that question.
Okay.
And here it is. They tell? No, they don't accept the self-nature of the person. Why? De kazaki dak dungi kelang. Dunki is an idiom for Adam. Dunki. It's an idiom, and it means.
With this.
Okay, you
region.
ready?
Yeah.
You got it. If you say that, then what you're really saying is there's a self-nature to people.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Okay.
doing key. You know, what the implication
Yeah. Right.
of what you're saying. Although you don't understand that's
Right.
the implication.
Right.
That's the implication.
Right. Right.
Okay?
It's
You
almost
don't
a-
understand that this is the implication of what you're saying, but in essence, or by association, or
It's a close cousin to a tell.
yeah, it's just something you say to people. You know, they say, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
They say something stupid, and you say, well, then what you're really saying is this. And then they say, no, I didn't say that. But you say, but if you say the first thing, then
Right.
what you're saying is the second thing.
Consequential.
How do you say that in English?
I would say by consequence.
We say
Direct consequence.
It's a lot more subtle than that.
Implication seems fine.
Yeah.
But
It's almost like in fact.
Unintended
It's
consequence.
in Tibetan. It's in fact. Dun ki.
Mhm.
You know, in fact or by fact. You are in fact saying.
You are inferring.
You know. Yeah. But it's more strong than that.
Essentially,
Yeah. Yeah, you can say essentially.
essentially what you're saying.
Yeah. So what you're saying is you hate all people like that. And they're like, no, I didn't say that. And you say, yeah, but if you say that, that's what you mean.
Right.
Okay, so you find the English idiom.
It's like basically we say.
Why is he saying it here? Why is he referring to Vatsiputriyas this way?
Well, if even they don't accept a self-nature, then
We said they do not accept a self-nature as a person.
if even they don't accept a self-nature to persons, and
Yeah.
we consider
And then
them
the guy
to be
said Dhamma.
famous dum-dums. Oh, he says they do accept it, and we're going to say they don't.
We're gonna-
If you are saying that they do accept it somehow, then you're saying that Buddhists aren't Buddhists, I guess. As you can
Yeah,
say.
well, here's how it goes.
Okay.
If you walked up to a Vatsiputra and said, do you believe in the self-nature of a person, they'd say no.
Right. Okay.
But The Dunki, by what they assert, they do.
Oh, I see.
Okay, got it?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay?
Right. I mean, we
So
basically.
verbally, they don't.
Right.
Are you Buddhist? Yes. Do you accept the four seals? Yes. Do you believe the person has self-nature? No, I don't.
No.
But do you believe this? Yes.
Right. But do they have
Well,
some
that's the same
essence
thing.
that
And they're
calls
like,
them
no,
from
it's not.
themselves?
Okay,
Uh-huh.
got it?
Yeah, right. Okay.
So we're drawing this distinction. They don't think they are,
Yeah.
Okay.
but they are.
Which
If you
probably,
ask
yeah.
them, they'll say, no, I don't believe that.
Okay.
But by what they believe, they do believe it. Got it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Dia kansaki dak dungi kelang par song, in the end, song, the way it ends up, is that they do accept, by
They do in fact.
they do in fact accept, so it's not dak dun, don't read it as dak dun, comma between the dak and the dun. Dak dun ki kelang.
Mm-hmm.
They do accept by implication.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, they're accepting
Basically.
the self-nature of a person. Yang, what's he going to say?
Again,
No, this is but.
oh, but
Right.
What's he going to say? Don't even look at it. Just tell me what he's going to say.
But they don't believe they do.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
don't really do
But if you ask them, they'd say, no, we don't.
I mean,
They Kazaki dak kemilin.
like
We don't accept
Right.
the Kazaki dak. But dungi kelang.
uh-huh. Right. But they would say that's not.
And the song with the Dani grammar case here means it ends up that way, doesn't it? It has gone there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, by in essence, it ends up. A song ends up.
Mm-hmm.
They end up believing, but they don't. If you
Okay.
ask them, they'd say no.
Okay.
Okay,
Yep.
there we go.
Okay.
Then I just added the last part because
Oh.
I wanted to get you to a page number.
Great.
So don't worry about it. Don't worry about that.
Okay. All right. Cool. And I mean, we would make this accusation of everyone up to Svatantrika, basically.
Yeah,
We do.
maybe. but the essence of that argument is that the four seals
Are
holds. It
Right.
holds. If you're
Mhm.
a Buddhist, even if you're the worst Buddhist, you still say you don't accept. You still say it's dogma. Okay, here's now Kiruptem the Dargye, his author,
cool.
in his overview of the Prajna Paramita, Abhisamankara,
Okay. Cool.
which is massive. It's 8 volumes.
Wow.
Okay, and that's what we study in the monastery.
DCI plus 2.
I actually used this in the. I used this in the Kamalashila teaching. This very part, because it was relevant to something that he was talking about. Okay, so let's read it.
Okay. Where in Kamalashila did you?
There was a discussion about in the final verse of the Dhammakaya Sutra.
Mm-hmm.
It relates to the question of is this a teaching on impermanence or is this a teaching on emptiness? Because half of those examples are obviously emptiness and half of those examples are obviously impermanence. So which was he trying to say? And then some great scholars follow the flow from impermanent to suffering to emptiness. That's a big theme for them. And it was a big theme for Dharmakirti. And in fact, this is where they quote Dharmakirti.
Cool.
Okay, so here we go.
Okay.
Samtengi Nirdot Sangi Vichina Chatra Chimini. This should probably be Keith. Okay. Okay. Samtengi Nirdot. What's that mean?
The meditation level, which is the platform meditation level.
Yeah, it means the preliminary stage
The opening
of
act.
that level. I like to call it stage of a level. Okay, usually it's the first. He didn't say Samten Dambo, but usually it's that one. That's the one they talk about because
You see emptiness.
that's the one you use for emptiness perception. Samten Dambo Nyer Do Mi Chom Me. Say Samten.
Samten.
Dambu.
Dambu.
Nyer Do.
Nyer Do.
Mi Chom Me.
Mi Chom Me.
So, but he says here, the preliminary stage of that concentration level, which is how I like to translate it, ki, is not enough to chakdel che, to cause you to lose your desire for kyaba ducheki dinga. Okay. The meditation platform itself is not going to free you from the most subtle form of suffering. Okay? Just doing that meditation, form realm meditation number 1, is not going to have the effect of the 9th part of the meditation. You need the 9th part of the meditation. You know, you can get to a very subtle state of meditation, but it's not going to act as an antidote for the suffering, pervasive suffering, the suffering of getting old, of the nature of life. You know, it's not. You can reach a very deep meditative state, but it's not going to do anything to stop your suffering. Your more subtle suffering. You'll feel good. You won't have dungyaki dunya, and you won't have gyurwe dunya, but you'll have kebajiki teaching you, and you'll still be attached to it. Okay. All
This
right?
is, I hate this, it is technically your 5-minute warning. I know we really
Then he
just said
gives a reason for that.
Cool. Mm-hmm.
Dak me gombe chiropa mebe echa.
That's true because non-Buddhists meditate.
Yeah, there's no,
on-
there is no non-Buddhist who meditates on lack of self, lack of a self nature. Okay. He's implying there's non-Buddhists who reach form realm meditation, but they don't. It doesn't stop their suffering because they're not meditating on no self nature. And that's the, you know, my objection to Vipassana and all this stuff. It's not working against your habit of seeing things coming this way. Okay? And that's actually separates a Buddhist teaching from a non-Buddhist teaching. So if you're a non-Buddhist, if you're a Buddhist teacher teaching that meditation, you're a non-Buddhist, in my opinion. Okay? According to the Buddha.
The metaphor seal, I guess.
Yeah, okay, all right. De la chak del chepe churopa meba tao. De la chak del chepe churopa meba tao. I still repeat that there is no non-Buddhist who loses their attachment to the kind of life which is subtle suffering. They're just getting older, pervasive suffering. There's no non-Buddhist who can avoid that suffering. Okay? Why? De la chakdel chepa de la dunya ki ranchin de doka. To lose your desire for the third kind of suffering, subtle suffering, you have to realize it for what it is. Okay? You have to see that it is a kind of suffering. What? To be alive is suffering. Okay, we're not talking about breakups. We're talking and we're not talking about the impermanence of the relationship. We're talking about during the relationship you're both dying. Okay, and there's no non-Buddhist who thinks about that. Okay, okay, that they don't recognize it. Tok with an S. Okay, they don't realize that it is of the nature of suffering. Okay, so therefore, to get free of desire for the third kind of pain, you have to see that it's pain. Okay, to do that, you have to perceive subtle impermanence. Chawi mitapa.
Cool.
And kanshik. What's kanshik?
Anyone.
It's always a split reason. No, it's not kangrung.
Oh, right.
Kanshik means A and B. 1 and 2. So you're waiting for 2. The other shoe's gonna drop. Here comes the second part. Okay. A, they don't understand subtle impermanence, and B, I'm sorry, to get rid of desire for suffering number 3, You have to understand subtle impermanence, and
non-Buddhists don't do that.
yeah, and there's no non-Buddhist who does understand subtle impermanence. Okay. Te na nyana ki ba mi da ba da ba la te ne de la ne mi shi wa chi ki de ya ta. Therefore, based on realizing that the Nirlengi Pumbo, I like to translate it as the parts of you that you took on at birth. So this Nyewa Lemba means took on at birth. The parts of you that you took on at birth are impermanent. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes mitapa can be translated as impermanent. And then Shenwang Chen.
They're powered, have their own power.
Opposite.
Oh, are powered by other things.
Nowadays I found a single word that I'm kind of playing with. I'm not selling it yet, but I'm considering it. Dominated.
Uh-huh.
For Shenwang?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Dominated by other. You see? They have no self-powered. They're not in any way self-powered. They are dominated by other things. Mm-hmm. It's a big mind-only school idea. Mm-hmm. But here it says, the parts you took on at birth are dominated by Lei and Yun. Mm-hmm. Karma and negative emotions. Mm-hmm. Okay. And that, again, he's being lazy about his instrumentals. Okay. I'm going to stop checking the carvings because I think it just seems like he has a thing about it. Mm. To him, it's the same. Okay.
That's right.
Okay. So to get there, you have to understand that things are suffering, have a suffering nature, dungyal war, not dungyal do. Mm-hmm. Okay, have a suffering nature, in the sense that they are dominated under the control of karma and negative emotions, and you understand that based on understanding that the pieces of you that you took on at birth are changing, are impermanent. Okay. Mm-hmm. He's doing a Maitreyan. Yeah. Mm-hmm. How you get in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Cool.
Step by step.
Technically, you're finished with this class.
I know.
Okay.
What happens next?
Stanley.
Oh, he's okay. De la tene pumbo ranga tupe danki tomato. To understand that, what has to happen?
Realize in the sense.
Oh, you have to understand that the heaps are empty in the sense of not having a self-standing self.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. Using this understanding of impermanence and of suffering, you have to go on to understand that the parts of you took on at birth are not self-standing, and thus are empty.
Okay.
Okay. What just happened? Three concepts were linked.
Oh, right. Okay. In subtle impermanence.
Impermanence.
Subtle impermanence.
Emptiness.
The all-pervasive suffering.
And suffering. Mm-hmm. Okay. Three concepts were just linked. Impermanence, suffering, and emptiness.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm. Which is the reply that some people give to what the heck was the last verse of the Diamond Cutter teaching.
Mm-hmm.
They say, don't say it was either or. He was showing the connection between impermanence and emptiness. There's a point to why half the metaphors are for impermanence and half the metaphors are for impermanence. Are for emptiness. Okay. Then they like to use. This is a famous Lungi Drupche for the same point.
Did we cover the interstitial? Yeah, that one.
You okay?
No, we didn't cover this one. De la Tene.
Oh, yeah, okay. I don't know what this means. De la Tene.
Sorry to bring
Now
it up.
the last in the link, okay?
Okay.
Din Shen Ki Dr. Madupa. Oh, okay, I got it. Now he should have used a possessive when he used Dane.
Uh-oh.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll take this as being Sungdan Sungzingi Sema Zeishengi Tomba.
So emptiness of the whole, what you hold, and
And the person
Hold
who
it?
hold it.
oh,
Mm.
So mind only idea.
Okay? Din Shen, I'll take it as Zeishen. Okay? I'll take it as Zeishen. Which is he's going from the third emptiness to the
fourth.
six flavors. Okay? He's just saying, if you understand the third flavor, you'll understand the fourth flavor. I'll take it this way.
Okay.
Wow.
Dun Ki Dat, Dun Shen Ki Dat. A self nature where the subject and the object are of a separate substance. I'll take it this way.
Dun Shen as in
Okay.
Yul Shen.
As Zeishen Ki.
Is it-
Zeishen Ki Tongwa. Yuldan Yul Shen Zeishen Ki Tongwa. Suktan.
Separate.
Classically, they say it as Suktan Subzingit Sema.
Okay.
Colors
Okay.
and shapes and the
Okay.
pramana of colors and shapes
Okay.
do not come from a separate thing. Do not come from a separate, are not a separate substance, meaning a separate seed. So dun here means seed.
Wow.
Okay. Okay, I'll take it that way. If you get to this flavor of emptiness, it'll get you to this flavor of
Okay.
emptiness.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So the one where you see that there's no, that establishes that there isn't a self which is.
Which has a separate seed from
Yeah.
the perception of it. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Or you could say a self where things are separate.
Okay.
A self where things are separate, meaning where subjects and objects are separate, meaning where subject and objects have come from a separate seed.
Okay.
Okay, I'll take it that way.
Okay.
I think he's going there. Anyway, then he quotes Pramana Vartika, which is the scriptural support for this logical statement, right? He finished the Rikpe Tukche, Lung Rik, he finished the logic, and now he's going to the scripture. Deche mita le dunga, dunga le ni da mesim. That's why Buddha said suffering comes from impermanence, and no self comes from suffering, meaning realizations. The understanding of no self comes from the understanding of suffering, comes from the understanding that things don't last forever.
Is this the exact part that you used in Kalma last year?
I did exactly, yeah. Because one of the interpreters of the last verse used, he went here.
He said
I
that.
forget who it was. I think it's
Linked to
Kuncha
Tantra
Dhamma.
later, the one
Yeah, and then he linked it to Tantra. Okay. Let's go two more lines. Duje tanje mita, sapa tanje, sapa dan chepa dunya, che tanje donshin da me ba nyangen ne de ba shiwa tawe tawadi. This viewpoint of these four seals. Now here's where we get the four seals. Okay. This viewpoint, by the way, you know, if I'm writing your essay, now I'm really excited because he ties them together.
Mm-hmm.
The one about impermanence ties to the one about suffering, ties to the one about no self. Because the fourth one is, the third and fourth are, well, yeah, if you understand the impermanence, you will understand the suffering, then you will understand the emptiness, and then you'll be able to reach nirvana. So he's really following this whole argument. You know, the link, the trigger, understand impermanence will lead you to an understanding of suffering, will lead you to an understanding of emptiness, will lead you to nirvana.
Cool.
So this is an essay on the interconnection of the four.
Mm-hmm.
This is a brilliant presentation of the interconnection of the four. Why did Buddha teach the four? Why did he teach them in that order? How does one come from the last? This is brilliant. And he uses Dharmakirti to do it. Yeah. Okay. It's really beautiful. Okay. Then he just wants to kick this guy who's already down. And by the way, there's no Chirupa who gets it. This viewpoint. Okay. There's no non-Buddhist who gets it. They don't get this. They don't get them pieces, and they don't get the interconnection of the pieces. Okay. Dishi tumba dantamba shenna mepe tawa kataki chakya shishepa yino, and he says that's why we call them the four seals. So I thought that's sexy. I always like to have a tsikshe. I always like to have it. By the way, there's a more sexy tsikshe coming up.
Cool.
But this is a tsikshe of the katak part.
Okay.
Not of the chakya part.
Why it marks it as Buddhist.
Yeah. And what can you say about this katak that's really intelligent?
Oh, it's spelled right.
Yeah. This author spelled it right. First one.
Yeah.
He's the first one to spell it right. Okay.
That's funny.
Okay. Therefore, that's why. Now, let's see the whole sentence. These four. Okay. Tumba dantemba shenla me. No other teacher has them. No other teaching has them. And that's why they are the four seals that mark a teaching as Buddhist viewpoint. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Nobody else has them. That's why we call them. They mark the teaching as Buddhist. Okay.
Yeah, got that.
There are viewpoints which mark a teaching as the teaching of the Buddha. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
And I put some more in there.
Great. We'll get there.
But we'll get there. Yeah. Or do we need to? We'll talk about it later.
I'd like to.
But that's the punchline for you.
Yeah.
For your essay.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Sashi Fuki Jukshin Metok Drum Rira Lingshin Yinde Gembadi Sangye Shingdu Mite Uwargi Joku Namda Shingla Drupar Shok Idam Guru Rana Mandala Gam Niryadayami Gewadi Geogun Sunam Yeshe Dozoshing Sunam Yeshe Lejungwe Dampar Kunyi Topar Sho. Thank you, Lama.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Very cool.
Oh, the next couple.
Oh, he goes into a discussion of which of the concentration levels do still have the other kinds of suffering.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Thank you for reminding
Okay.
me.
Cool.
All right then.
Yeah, I mean, you know what really, well, we're getting there. You know, what bothers me is seeing, like, emptiness ascribed to lower schools. Because we usually talk about that as a thing they would not say.
Well, in common parlance,
Yeah. Emptiness.
you know, in the way we talk to each other in a class like this, we talk about emptiness according to the Vaibhashika, but they don't call it emptiness.
Right, exactly. So that's why I was
But
bothered
they
to
do
see
use
it.
the word emptiness. You see, in
Right.
the four aspects of the First Noble Truth, they do use the word emptiness.
T-
So there's a famous debate, you know,
Right.
do Vaibhashikas talk about emptiness? You have to say yes.
Right,
Do they understand emptiness? No.
right. When a Vaibhashika is talking about emptiness, are they talking about in the sense of the selflessness that we talk about when we talk about their
No,
emptiness?
Never.
Right, that's what I want to know. I mean, that's what's really bothering me about the Four Seals is what did they mean when they affix their name to the fourth, to that seal, to the third seal?
They would say, for some reason, Buddha used it as one of the four aspects of the first truth, which is weird. You know, what are the four aspects of the first noble, of the first Arya truth?
The four aspects of suffering.
Dunya, subject, don't batang me. You see, the last two of the four aspects for suffering are emptiness and no self.
That's one of the seals.
Yeah, and it reflects the seals also. So somewhere in your essay, you might want to pull in the aspects of the first of the four truths, because it's weird. The part about suffering is okay. The part about impermanence is okay. But why throw into suffering that it has no self?
Right.
Why is that one of the four aspects of the first Arya truth?
And empty. You're saying those are
both
separate
of them
aspects.
Yeah, and why did he split them?
Right, yeah. Right, yeah.
And what does he mean? Is it that he's referring to no self of things and people?
Yeah.
Or why did he split it?
Yeah, that feels really important. Really important.
That's another essay.
Well, it could be the same one. Yeah.